So I ran away from home. I'm a student doing a study abroad in France and I had to escape my host family, and here's why. So I moved to France. There is not a single person here that I know. I came here all alone. I'm enrolled as a student here learning French, and so my school set me up with a host family. I was in contact with my host family. I got in at 8 a.m. They told me I could not come to their house until 8 p.m. When I landed at the airport and there was no one there to pick me up, it really hit me. Like, I am alone in this country. I just got overwhelmed with like a feeling of loneliness and, you know, sadness. And so I had 8 hours. Sorry. I had 12 hours. 12 hours to kill. All alone in a new country, nowhere to go, and they tell me I can't come for 12 hours. That, you know what, they probably have work, no big deal. When I finally get there, I need a hug so badly. Like I said, I was feeling lonely. I'm feeling vulnerable. I just moved my entire life to a new country. I'm starting over. Today is the day. It's a lot. It's a lot. I could have really used a hug from a mom. When I finally came to their house, I was so excited. I was coming in arms wide open. I was like, hug me, brother. But I'm just immediately greeted with cold. And I'm like, you know what? The French are kind of like this. And it's okay, I'll win her over. Spoiler alert, I did not win her over. So I just moved here, right? I have 2 suitcases. Pink suitcases, yes. I'm rolling up. The first thing she says to me is, oh my God, you have so much luggage. I'm like, girl, that's not even the emotional baggage. This is just the physical package. And so I explain, sorry, I actually just moved here. I'm new here. I'm so happy to meet you. I'm so happy to have a connection here in France. She doesn't give a fuck. Doesn't give a fuck. I start telling her about my story. I'm like, I started learning French when I was younger. Now I'm 27. She's like, whoa, you're 27? I was like, yes. She was like, I thought you were 20. I was like, I'm 27. Is that a problem? She shows me my room and says, this is your space. I don't really ever come up here. Do what you want. Bye. She didn't even give me a towel for the bathroom. I didn't have a towel. Luckily, there was another girl staying in the next room. She gave me all the information that the mom should have given me, like when we eat breakfast, where the school is, how to get to school, etc. So I asked this roommate, what were you guys doing all day? Like, they were busy till 8. Why couldn't I come till 8? She was like, nothing. They've been home all day. I was like, oh, right, but were they preparing my room or something? She was like, no, your room's been ready. The first night, I'm just really sad because I needed that hug, y'all. I needed a mother's love. I'm like, if you're signing up to be a host mom, be a mom. Be helpful. Be kind. I have my first day of school the next day. They say communication is key. If you're ever gonna miss a meal with your host family, you just have to text them and let them know. It's no big deal. By the way, my host family is supposed to feed me breakfast and dinner. That's what I'm paying them for. I'm literally paying them to feed me and house me. So our first day is orientation and it's gonna go until 7. My roomie told me that we eat dinner at 6. So I text my mom. I don't get out of orientation until 7. Is it okay if I come later for dinner? Apparently, I found this out later, but she read that message later to my roommate while they were having dinner. Started going off about how rude Americans are. How rude that she missed our first dinner together when I was at school for orientation day, which my roommate also had when she arrived as well, like a month earlier. And she sent that same message to our host mom. Our host mom had no problem with it when it was her. But now all of a sudden I'm saying I'm in orientation and I'm gonna miss dinner and I'm a rude American. She's talking shit on me to the other student. I come home that night hoping for dinner and her husband is there and he made me dinner. Her husband and I chat while I'm eating dinner. I literally Googled translated how to say, I feel so lucky that I have you guys. I wanted to let them know I felt thankful for them. So I said, j'ai de la chance. Then he puts like his hand on the back of my neck and like strokes my hair. After dinner, I tell them I'm so jet lagged. There's an 8-hour time difference. I'm going to sleep in the next morning. And I go upstairs, I'm getting ready for bed, and I hear just banging doors up in the area that's me and the other student. The area that she told me she never really comes to. What the hell is going on? And then she bangs on my door. Literally, like, I have PTSD. She bangs on my door, opens it, and yells at me, did you slam the door? I just had dinner with them, and then I went to my room. And so I was like, no. It's psychotic to even recount. So I'd say no. I mean, she was the one who was just slamming a bunch of doors. She comes into my room just yelling at me that I slammed a door and it's so rude of me and you're not the only person who lives here and why did you slam the door? And I'm just so confused. So after she freaks the fuck out at me and leaves. I tiptoe over to my roommate's room. I make sure I don't slam any doors. I say, oh my God, did she talk to you like that? This is when my roommate tells me she made that American comment earlier. She's noticed she treats me completely different than her. She says she is always so kind to me. I have never seen her be like this. She said she speaks to us very differently. Now it's giving Harry Potter, Harry living under the stairs. My roommate is Dudley, I'm Harry. Or if you're Les Mis fan, it's giving Eponine and Cosette. I wake up the next morning, the morning I told her I was going to sleep in because I'm so jet lagged, to her screaming out my window. Gemma! Gemma! Yeah, she's calling me Gemma. She's gone through the paperwork with the school. We have each other on WhatsApp. Jenna. Jenna is my name. When I introduced myself when I came, I said, hello, bonjour, je m'appelle Jenna. She's calling me Gemma. So I hear Gemma out my window and I think, surely she's not talking to me, right? I'm sleeping. I literally shoot up from my bed because I hear this. But after about 5 screams of Gemma, I go over to the window and look out like, oui? And she yells at me to shut my blinds because if the wind blows, they will blow in the wind. She woke me up screaming to tell me that. I go back to sleep because I said I was gonna sleep in because I'm jet lagged. I'm exhausted emotionally and physically. Then around 11, I go down to the kitchen to have my breakfast and I'm locked out. My roommate's at school and I am locked out of the kitchen. To remind you, I pay her to feed me breakfast and dinner every day. I just text her, hey, the kitchen's locked. Can I please get in there to have breakfast? No response. I just don't eat breakfast and I go to leave. I'm leaving and the gate is not closing and I try it for about 1 minute and it's not closing. I'm trying to figure it out and she comes storming out of the house. Get out of here. I'll do the gate. And I'm like, oh, so you are home and you see me and you know I texted you about the kitchen and you locked me out and now you're telling me to get out. So they have a restaurant here in Nice and that's where we're gonna start eating our dinners every night. So my roommate and I go to the restaurant that night and the dad is the chef, the mom is the waitress. And the dad gets into a screaming fit with one of the employees. There are people there in the restaurant and they're just screaming at each other. And then the dad goes back into the kitchen and he's still screaming. So uncomfortable. And I was like, oh, so these are the kind of people I'm living with. Then the mom tells us that we're getting another roomie, another student is coming to our house this week. She goes, and she's 20 like you, to my roommate, not 27 because we don't like that. The next day I finally have time to unpack. I'm here for months. There's a desk in the corner that's blocked by the dresser. You can't pull out the chair because the dresser is in the way. So I had to pull the desk out so I could use it. I work full time and I'm a student. I need my desk. And so since I pulled that out, I had to move some furniture around. It was very dusty under that furniture, so I went and got some cleaning supplies and I cleaned the floor. And then I did a deep clean of our bathroom, just to be nice, I thought. One of the lamps in my room was broken, so I put it out in the hallway so I would remember next time I leave my room to take it with me downstairs to tell her it's broken. I didn't have to because she actually comes upstairs. I ask her, hey, is it okay that I moved some stuff around in my room? Let me show you. I show her, she looks at it. Oh, it looks really great. She sees the cleaning supplies too and she's like, oh, you cleaned. Wow, it will be so nice and peaceful in here. She sees the lamp and goes, oh, you don't want the lamp? I said, oh no, it's just broken. There's no garbage can in my room or in the bathroom or in my roommate's room. So there's no garbage can on our entire level. I asked her if she has a garbage can that we could use upstairs. She says, no. No. Then she started getting after me about every 30 minutes or less about something new. She came into my room while I was doing my makeup. I had the light on. I was in my room. She comes in, sees that the light's on, slams the light off. Why are you using the light? Why am I using the light in my room while I'm trying to do my makeup? Because I'm in my room trying to do my makeup. And 20 minutes later, she comes to my room. Is this your stuff in the bathroom? We have no garbage, remember? So I had my contacts on the counter in the bathroom and I was going to take them when I went downstairs and put them in the garbage. Is this your trash in the bathroom? Put it away, take it away. We don't share a bathroom. Upstairs is a total separate place than her place downstairs with her husband. She has her place downstairs, she has her bathroom, she has her kitchen. 30 minutes later, she comes up to my room and she tells me something in French and I don't understand because she speaks so fast and she just expects me to understand. I'm literally here learning French and I say, I don't understand. So she goes, you. She was telling me that I walk too loudly. I said, surely not. Certainement pas. I'm 120 pounds. I'm wearing slippers. Not just I'm walking too loud, I'm stomping. She told me I'm literally stomping. And instead of just being like, can you walk quieter? Because I guess I was walking loud. Certainly not. She's like angry at me. Stop walking so loud. You need to be quieter.